drops, you know exactly what time it is. Hello, and welcome to another episode of The Blitz. We got a huge Buccaneers game airing at 1 o'clock right here on 10 Tampa Bay. Nice to see David Schiele returning from his mini bye week. Are you ready to go?
I sure am. I hope the Bucs are ready to go because we got a long haul coming up. We've got a lot to break down. We're talking about the rookie star sensation quarterback out of Houston, the Buccaneers struggling on defense. And with the team on a 3-game losing streak, Evan, we got to ask the players, what are you going to do about it?
Oh, yes, we do. Let's jump right into it, though. First, this is the 10 and 10, the 10 most important storylines you need to know before kickoff this afternoon in Houston. At number 10, this game is of the utmost importance to both teams. The Bucs and Texans are 3-4, and one more loss puts a playoff spot in serious jeopardy for one of them. Tampa Bay has not won since beating the Saints in Week 4 before the bye. Houston just lost to the winless Panthers last week. Entering the season, both squads were projected to be fighting for the number 1 overall pick in the draft, and both have proven to be better than anticipated. The similarities between these two franchises are pretty eerie on paper. Nearly identical in scoring offenses. The scoring defenses are off by a field goal. Both protect the football, and both cannot run worth a lick. The little details will probably win this contest, David.
And you know, Evan, the similarities continue at the quarterback position, too, because both Bake and Stroud have the same amount of touchdowns, although Stroud has 3 less interceptions. He's got 200 more passing yards, but the QBR is nearly identical, putting them right around the league average in this category. At number 9, it's a Buckeye state of mind. CJ Stroud is looking like the real deal after 7 starts as an NFL quarterback. Rookies usually deal with a smaller playbook and a more conservative game plan with a handful of mistakes happening along the way. We're not really seeing that with Stroud. He's really impressed the people inside One Buck Place with the stuff he's put on film.
Crazy thing is, he's not playing like a rookie quarterback. He's very poised in the pocket. He make all the right decisions, make all the right throws. He know where guys supposed to be at.
We play some young quarterbacks where it's run, throw. It is very vanilla about it. But with this guy and watching him on tape, he gets the whole gamut.
David, one of these days you'll give me an IO. Usually, you want to blitz the heck out of a rookie quarterback, but that seems like a bad idea with Stroud. Not only does the man have a passer rating of 117, which is 4th in the NFL, but him and Baker Mayfield are the only signal callers on 3rd down with at least 5 or more touchdowns and 0 interceptions. At number 8, the Bucs' defensive pressure stinks. Tampa Bay blitzes at the 3rd highest rate, yet ranks 2nd to last in pressuring the quarterbacks. I mean, that's really bad. Part of it is not having elite linebackers on the edge. The other part is what we saw in the Bills game. You have to be able to contain the quarterback. That's not just with runs, but that's allowing the quarterback to roll outside, because the pressure cannot get there if you're allowing the QB to move and have all this green grass or turf in front of them. Not to mention, I want to focus in on Carlton Davis and Jamel Dean here at the top. David, you know how much these guys are combined their worth?
How much?
$100 million. And look at how far they are from covering their receivers. Why are you not using them, pressing on their player? Because Jamel Dean ain't paid to make tackles. He's getting paid to get coverage, sacks, interceptions, whatever it might be. Utilize them at what they do best. And stop giving away all the free stuff.
Yeah, Christmas not till about another month or something like that. No excuses for this group, because at number 7, the Houston Texans are on to their 4th string center. That's the equivalent of Ryan Jensen, Robert Hainsey, and Nick Leverett all going down and being forced to throw a practice squad guy up in there to lead the offense. Michael Dieter will have the lovely task of dealing with Vita Vea in the trenches, and Kalijah Kancey as well. He has not started much in the last couple of seasons. So let's bring in our Iron Man, James Yarko, now for our Locked On Bucs burning question of the week. And James, Texans down to their 4th string center, but CJ Stroud has only been sacked 15 times this season. How does Tampa Bay generate pressure on the quarterback?
I mean, it all starts up front with Vita Vea, who we saw miss last week against the Buffalo Bills, and Josh Allen had wide open running lanes that he exploited to be able to continue Buffalo Bills drives, got himself a rushing touchdown. So Vita Vea is the most pivotal part of being able to get pressure on the quarterback. But beyond Vita Vea, it's about sending everyone through the interior. Devin White, Levante David, Antoine Winfield Jr., Kalijah Kancey on stunts and twists. Send everybody after the weakest part of this offensive line to get CJ Stroud as uncomfortable as quickly as possible. You hope that you're going to force CJ Stroud into some mistakes, into some turnovers type situations, or force him to the outside where he's going to run into guys like Shaq Barrett, like Joe Tryon-Shoyinka, like a Christian Izien, who they sent on a couple of blitzes from that slot corner position. But it all starts right there with number 50 in the middle, who can create absolute chaos, especially for somebody who's considered a fourth string center, but played pretty well last week for the Houston Texans.
Thank you, James. At number 6, let's head to our sideline segment. We already talked about one Houston issue. The Texans starting running back Dameon Pierce also out, but the Bucs have a pair of injuries of their own. Starting guard Matt Filer and defensive lineman Logan Hall will not play. Expect Aaron Stinney to start again for Filer. As for Hall, the former Houston Cougar has to be upset. He can't play in this one, Evan.
That means Mike Evans will have to handle the homecoming with less company. At number 5, the man who grew up an hour away from H-Town will play his second career game in NRG Stadium. The first time around was his sophomore season in the league, going north of 100 yards, but not finding the end zone. He needs just one more touchdown to tie his total from last year, and with 68 yards, which surpassed the 11K mark, something only 38 players in NFL history have ever done.
That's good, right?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, I think that's good. At number 4, this is not good.
Nope.
The Buccaneers are still seeking a win in 3 cities. The first is Buffalo, where they failed to get it done last week. The second is Nashville, and the third is H-Town. A lifetime 0-6 against the Texans and Oilers on the road, 2-8 in general.
So I think it's time to add a little pep in their step, David, which is why we need to cook up one of our favorite segments. What are you going to do about it?
And obviously we stole this from Tom Brady, who liked to show negative press clippings or TV comments to rile up his teammates. Only difference is we're going to do it with tweets on X.
That's right. So first up is Douglas J., who said last Thursday Todd Bowles should be fired the second this game ends. I'm 100% serious. Well, Todd, are you 100% serious about keeping this job? These are your coaches in place. The majority of the money's on the defensive side of the ball. Your unit is bleeding yards and are historically bad on 3rd and long. So I got to ask you, Coach Bowles, what are you going to do about it?
Our boy Chris Mathis of WDAE Radio said Ryan Neal is simply just not good. Feels like Chris Conte 2.0. Ryan, you may not be familiar with Chris Conte, so let me just say that Chris disrespected the heck out of you, but he's not really wrong. Like, you're grading horribly every single week. So I got to ask you, Ryan, what are you going to do about it?
Craig Carr, not related to Derek, said, I'm not paying Devin White. That 2020 playoff Devin is never coming back at this point. You hear that, Devin? Craig says, you ain't built like that no more. Can you blame him? 0 sacks, 0 forced fumbles, 1 interception. You're going from potentially $100 million on your next contract to a show-me deal. I know you might be playing hurt, but you're on the field, so I got to ask you, Devin, what are you going to do about it?
Simon Gloom said even when Baker Mayfield is average, he is not a top 10 quarterback. He's shown his peak. We could see the Trask era any day now. Baker, I'll be honest, there are numbers that support this. I get it. You don't care what people say about you online. You're the cool guy, right? But you have to feel the seat warming up, right? Because Kyle Trask is becoming a popular name around here. So, Baker, I got to ask you, what are you going to do about it?
DJ says, I hate to be the one to say this, but Bucs Rachaad White is not a RB1. First off, DJ out here spelling your name wrong, so he done did you dirty right there. But you got to admit, Rashad, you're averaging 3.3 yards per carry. That's ranked 46th in the league per PFF. We know you can catch, but can you run it? So I got to ask you, Rashad, what are you going to do about it?
Everyone who works for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Ray the Playmaker, says he's glad he saw you guys win 2 Super Bowls, but he does not expect any more soon. You see, if you lose today, your chances of making the playoffs dip to less than 30%. Fans are about to start asking you to tank for Caleb Williams. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I got to ask you, what are you going to do about it?
Seriously. At number 2, I hope the Buccaneers are nice and rested after the mini-bye because there are no more breaks coming. That's 10 straight Sundays, not including the playoffs, if they can make it there. The good news is they only have 2 teams with winning records, at least at this point on the remaining schedule. The bad news is obvious. Their bodies are about to take a beating.
Having that early bye week kind of sucks. You kind of get out of your rhythm a little bit. So having this little, we had a couple days, get everyone's body a little bit of rest, and then, now we got 10 straight, just take it 1 week at a time, get in a routine, 10 straight Sundays, so it's gonna be nice.
At number 1, let's end on a great note. The NFL Salute to Service nominees were announced, and in a twist, the Buccaneers don't have a current player nominated. It's actually Super Bowl champion Martin Gramatica earning the honors with his work through the Gramatica Family Foundation. His foundation has built 10 homes for veterans, empowering those who require special considerations to live independently. He's been a longtime staple in our community and an all-around great guy, so congrats to him.
Yeah, we love Martin.
As for our 10 Tampa Bay Game of the Week, we only got one, and we've been talking about it this whole time. time. It's a biggie, as we mentioned. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers squaring off against the Houston Texans right here at 1 o'clock.
And checking out our Blitz picks record, Patrick Mahomes never lost a road game in the division until I picked him. Utterly ridiculous that I lost that contest, so now David is ahead of me by a game, and I am not going to get over that for a long time.
That's what you get for betting on a man who was as sick as a dog, okay? You deserve that.
Regrets.
But guess what? The Bucs Nation is going to be sick if the Bucs don't win this game. So I'm actually going to give them the benefit of the doubt for the last time. I've got the Bucs winning 21-20.
Yeah, I really thought about going to Houston Texans here, but this is such a must-win spot for the Bucs. I think there's no turning it around if they lose today.
Yep.
So this is a back up against the wall spot. I'm going to go Tampa Bay 20-17 and finally get that first dub in H-Town. That is going to do it for us on this episode of The Blitz. Thank you for joining us. Get ready for next week. We have a 30-minute show coming your way with a former Buck who played on the team. That's a tease for you. That's David Schiele. I'm Evan Closky. This is The Blitz. We'll be here at the same time, same place next weekend.